Next up, at UFC 298, we have Mingyang Zhang taking on Brendson Ribeiro. Mingyang Zhang is...
Ribeiro.
16-6 overall, 5-0 in his last 5. He is riding a 9-fight win streak. He's taking on Brendson Ribeiro, 15-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5. He's riding a 3-fight win streak into his UFC debut. I'll tell you right now, while the records seem pretty similar right here on this slide, I think they are very different if you start digging in and looking at the opponents. Mingyang Zhang did work his way all the way through the road to the UFC tournament, and he's got plenty of finishes. If you don't know what that tournament is, it's an Asia Pac tournament. Bunch of up-and-coming guys, they fight each other, and then they end up in the UFC. It's pretty cool. And I don't know how many years they've been doing it, but last year was a big deal, and now it is again. That's where Rinya Nakamura came from, and we'll break him down in a few minutes. But Mingyang is a dangerous guy. What is this?
Well, you were alluding to his competition. That's one of the better guys that he fought.
What's the record? It's hard to see.
Well, you don't need to see the record to see what I'm showing you right here. I mean, that's just...
Age NA? What are you showing?
How about the way the guy fucking looks, this fluffy heavyweight?
It's
Angelo,
blurry.
Pay attention.
It's blurry. Anyway.
And that's one of the best guys he fought.
I mean, we're on the same page, and this is how you treat me? Anyway.
I'm going to smack you.
You had your opportunity, and you absolutely blew it. And anybody who doesn't believe can go watch the video and make their own assumptions. Mingyang is dangerous, at least according to his record. Mostly ground and pound kind of guy. And, of course, we have seen that. We've seen some raw power striking. We've seen him drag people to the ground and then get it done. He quickly closes the distance, and he's going to give you some fantastic pressure. He does have an excellent record. He does have a 100% finish rate, and it is split almost evenly between knockouts and submissions. But even with the knockouts, 90% of these finishes are on the ground. He can be sloppy on his feet, but he is tough, and he will continue to move forward. He's taking on Brendson Ribeiro. This guy's an offensive striker with solid grappling. I emphasized the word offensive because he does get hit. He is very hittable. His takedowns are mediocre, but if a fight does end up on the ground, he is very aggressive, and he hunts for submissions. He's dangerous both on top if he gets a takedown or off his back if he is taken down. And while Ribeiro has a pretty well-rounded offense and can win a fight anywhere, he does have a quit button, unfortunately, and he can be finished. He's coming off that underdog knockout win on the Contender Series to earn this shot. Zhang, decent favorite here. He was minus 140 the other day, came down a little bit to minus 121. I think people did a little bit of their own research, and they're starting to see the record here. And I get it. I get why he would be the favorite. He probably should be the favorite. He's got decent power. He can grapple. Ribeiro has been finished in 4 of his 5 losses. But I am going the dog here. I like Ribeiro to get it done. I think his offense is the more dangerous of the two. I think Zhang has that hollow record. And I think the only way Zhang's going to win this fight is if he can crowd and then drag him to the ground. And I'm thinking Ribeiro should be good enough on the ground to work in some jiu-jitsu, work his way up, and get his way out of there. So I am going to go Ribeiro here. This is going to be an exciting fight, but this is also going to be a sloppy disaster. Neither one of these guys are incredible, but I do think Brendson Ribeiro is probably the better fighter here, and Zhang is just the reaping the benefits of fighting a lot more regional talent. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Well, you reap what you sow.
Okay. So you are selling deliverance or salvation.
Deliverance.
Go ahead. It's your
turn. What are you doing for Valentine's Day?
What is happening?
I can't ask you what I can't ask you what you're doing for Valentine's Day.
Oh, Tiff and I are going to the new hibachi place. We got a babysitter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So Brendson, I want to say Brendson Henderson. Brendson, I believe is
Benson Henderson would beat Mingyang Zhang. By the way, if this was small ass Benson Henderson, he would beat him.
Toothpick and all.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
You know the toothpick thing.
I do know the toothpick thing. If you guys don't know, if you're newer here, Benson Henderson, former UFC lightweight champion of the world, and he won the belt and has fought every single fight he has ever been in with a toothpick in his mouth. It's absolutely incredible. He didn't just send that through his tongue, dude.
I lost to
It's
contact
crazy.
within 3 minutes of my first combat experience. So, but you know who also likes Ribeiro in this fight is your boy Fifth. He is very high on Ribeiro, and he says this is because he's kind of
historically pretty ass at picking these things. So that's not good.
But this is what he says. He has been really bad lately. But he says that Ribeiro is the next DDP. And what that means is, yeah, he's very, very sloppy, but he is tough as hell. He can eat a shot, and he has crazy,
Dude, he's
crazy
been finished
power.
4 times.
I've been finished 4 times. And then Phantom made a good point, too, that I'll share, is it looks like when he throws punches, he has dumbbells in his hands, right? They're slow punches, but also when he lands punches, it also seems like he has dumbbells in his hands because he has power. That's a great line from Phantom, and I totally agree. And I think that's gonna be the difference in this fight. Listen, Zhang is probably the more technical striker. He is probably gonna be the guy coming forward. But if you watch Ribeiro, one of his best shots is almost like, and this is a stupid comparison, but it kind of is that step off right hand that Sean O'Malley likes to throw. And obviously Sean O'Malley is boom, nice and tight, and he kind of throws it from up here, and he's coming all the way down here. But if he lands it, he can't put this guy Zhang out. So I'm going Ribeiro because I believe that he has the power advantage, and I think he might be able to eat a shot a little bit better than Zhang. But this is going to be a fun fight. I think it's over pretty quickly. Them boys are going to go after it, and I'm going to take Ribeiro in what should be a slugfest.
I hear you. So we're on the same page here. I'm surprised by that. A couple of dogs on the
Brazil.
same side.
Oh, I love.
Oh, that's why we're on the same page so that he can brag about it on the internet for a little bit of attention from women. I get it. $7,800 in DraftKings. If I'm building a cash lineup, so actually one of the number one questions we get every week. This video probably this week will do 15, 20,000 views, and we will inevitably get a bunch of questions. What are those DraftKings numbers? Those are for DraftKings Fantasy. If you don't know what DraftKings Fantasy is, you get a budget. $50,000. Is it 50? No, I'm forgetting. You get a budget.
It's like when you do that moment in high school when you're walking up to your locker and you overthink your locker code and you're like, also you just freeze. You're like, oh my God, I have no idea how to get in my locker. And then you're sitting there like, oh God, you got 3 minutes to your next class. You just run it with your books and you start crying. And then you spend the next period in the bathroom just crying and you want to call your mom, but the cell phones aren't invented yet. So you go to the nurse and you fake being sick so you can call your mom, and your mom picks you up and takes you to Burger King. And then you spend the rest of the day playing Pokemon.
Okay. You get a budget of $50,000 and you have to draft 6 fighters. Every single fighter has a salary associated with them. And then you take that lineup and you compete with other people. It's basically fantasy football, except for MMA. It is insanely fun. You should absolutely do it. You can do it for free. You can do 25-cent entries. You can do giant entries. It is so fun, but that's what these numbers are. That's why we talk about these numbers on here. If I'm building a lineup, while I think Brendson Ribeiro can be worth it at $7,800, if I am building a safe lineup where I'm just trying to make a little bit of money, I'm not going to put him in there because the downside is he's going to get finished and put up no points. The upside is that he's going to put 100 plus points on the board.
Up, huh?
Yeah, 100 plus points on the board and only be $7,800. So depending on the lineup you're building, I think Ribeiro could potentially be worth that money. Speaking of DraftKings Fantasy, not only do we have an optimizer, which will build you DraftKings Fantasy lineups, we also have a cheat sheet that gives you all the numbers and the projections and everything you can need to build said lineup. And we break down every fighter by salary. We break down fighter by tournament type. So much content on there, whether it's betting, DraftKings, FanDuel, Prize Picks, Underdog, everything you could ever imagine. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member, only $10 a month. We have a couple of chats here very quickly. Hold on. Let me find it. Everybody relax.
It's Pokemon. You didn't watch Pokemon, right?
No, of course not. 20 DKKs. Not sure what those are, but thank you very much. He said Askar Morozov knocked out the Chinese gentleman. He has 6 losses. Thank you very much.
That's a Danish crown.
There you go. Thank you very much.
They can be used in Denmark, Greenland, or the Faroe Islands.
I thought there was another one in here. I guess not. Let's go ahead and move on. Somebody asked, and I don't see the comment anymore. Here we go. Crazy Nation said, Angelo, your wife good? She not cool with the violence? You know what's so funny about that? He's getting that from the end of the fight video. Tiff and I went out to dinner, and she was very, like, just dry, like, that's my man.
And then you got home.
Well, what's funny about that is...
And I gave you the best night of your life.
Yeah, okay.
Well, not me directly, but, like,
Yeah,
because I allowed you to bloody my nose.
What's funny about that is yesterday... Big Bo from the vlogs.
By the way, monster pussy because
What?
you and him have talked about grappling and doing all this stuff for years. This dude's fucking 7 foot tall, 300 pounds, and has never, right? You guys have never grappled.
He's not
right?
300 pounds, but yeah, he is
6'8", all of 6'7",
and yeah, in phenomenal shape.
And he has not stepped up to the plate. You've offered, right? Let's go to the yard. Let's whatever.
Listen,
has not stepped up to the plate. Me. No problem. No questions asked. Went in there, handled my business.
Anyway, his wife, I guess, I sent him the video, and I guess his wife watched it, and she texted Tiffany saying, that's my man, and then, like, a skull emoji and laughing, because, like, Tiffany said it's so dry. And Tiffany was watching. She's like, oh, I can't believe you used this. I'm like, because you're realizing what a bitch you come off as? She's like, yeah. I'm like, yeah. Now you know what I live with, Tiff. But she was just being playful in the moment.
Every time I come over, we're downstairs and we have, the kids are there and she's there in the kitchen and stuff. And then I walk upstairs. What's the first thing I always ask you is, what's with their tone?
What's her problem?
Yeah, what's with their tone? You guys, what's going on here? He's like, Jesus.
Tiff, if you're watching this, Jacob is joking. He's 100% joking.
What's with
that's gonna be that's gonna be the theme now. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.